Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain birthed most of the chains in the game? No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big apple, made apple pies. Family size, leather bombers and Nike Sacai.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Ready to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Starting the drive with Algier. They'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play and second down. These two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Winston. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Winston. They'll get that to Amir Smith-Marset. And he will have the Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Algier. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Vikings at a woeful 1-12 on the year. And they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here. Losers of 5 straight.
And far be it from me to go ahead and go gloom and doom, right? If they fall down 7-0, 14-0, all of a sudden the cycle starts all over again. So the best way out of this for them, they need something to happen positive early in this game. That's a great way to help break this losing skid.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Winston. Open here, Adam Thielen. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 33. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
They run for the first time with Ty Chandler, down to about the 32.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
On second, here's Algier. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
So first down, and they'll stick with Algier. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's Chandler on second down. And he's got this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 13-yard line. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with third down coming up. Now a handoff to Chandler. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Rodrigo Blankenship now for the PAT. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Rodgers going to throw. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or two towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Dillon now on 1st and 10. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Someone's looking fresh, and his O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there. His 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Will Lutz on for the point after. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football because, as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Winston. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He completes this to Cole Turner. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
Off the play fake, Winston. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. 7-7, our score after one.
Score time, 7-7.
Now a toss played, Algier. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. On play action, Winston. Throw left side, complete. That's Chandler. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 31-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it. He's at the 30. 10. And into the end zone. It's a pick-6 and a Packer touchdown. It just appeared there that the defense, they had that read from the moment the ball was snapped. And not only did they get the interception, add a nice return on top of it, all the way to the end zone for a defensive touchdown.
Yeah, and the guy made the play. He gets the points. But it really was a group effort, wasn't it? How about the coaches? They've got to be so excited. All the preparation, time in the film room, it translated into a big play that put points on the board for their team.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's Algier again on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Algier with another carry. And taken down just shy of the 40. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
2nd and 7. Straight ahead, here's Nwangu. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Vikings on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Jameis to throw it. He'll find Smith-Marset complete. And he will have a Vikings first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Counter play. Here's Chandler. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly. You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Handing it off, right side, Algier. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Successful toss play to the right there. It's interesting. Teams seem to run the toss a lot more to the right than to the left. It's usually a little more natural. Right-handed quarterback, typically your power side running the ball is to the right side with your guard and your tackle. In college football, they used to call it student body right because you had everyone on that side, including the fullback leading. In the pros, they don't call it that, but it's still the same result.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
They'll try to throw now. Winston dumps this one off to Algier. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. But he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Third and short yardage, Winston. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Out there is Rodrigo Blankenship in the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chipping. Blankenship's kick is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
After the made field goal, here's Blankenship again. Taken at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Ready to get their next drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. Here's Rodgers to throw. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll go down at the 28.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Now launch for the field goal try. And this will be a 45-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good. And that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing, Winston. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. This will be caught at about the 5. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Now they try the right side here. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Green Bay.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Right back to him on 1st down. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Rodgers now to throw. And it's a Packers touchdown. Mecole Hardman, as the first half is winding down. And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy hit a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Kenny Nwangu now out of his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys.
And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. A final shot before half for Rodgers. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he's got some space here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 66 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
This is a little bit like baseball here. Strong up the middle. Both sides want to be that. In this case, the offense ended up winning the ultimate battle.
And those big runs between the tackles, that's a little deflating for a defense, isn't it?
It really is, because that's where your strength's supposed to be. You're supposed to be in a spot where they can't make that yardage there. You're supposed to send them outside. Not in this case.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Dillon. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Robert Tonyan, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Winston. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. To throw is Winston. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Justin Reed. And the Packers will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over. That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Love's throw into the hands here of Hardman. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
A gain of 7. And the Packer first down.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Catch is made by Hardman. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run the counter. Culver. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves and start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. To throw now. Here's Love. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And off the crossbar, no good. A sensational effort from that distance, but rejected by the ball. Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They go play action. Winston. Turner's got it on the crossing route. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Now Chandler. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 49 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. DeWagu going to get it on the counter. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They run with Calais. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. On first down, they'll run with DeWagu. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Winston. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Vikings. And Thielen with career touchdown number 70. And the Vikings have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Blankenship out for the point after. And the lead will be cut down to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch, and you need all 11 guys in sync for that to be successful, don't you?
Without a doubt. That's teamwork to be able to put it all together, but that play is really probably the most exciting 10 seconds in football.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. And the stiff arm proved fruitful for a second, but the daylight quickly snuffed out. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And here's Ryan Wright now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And taken right at the 35. Call it an even 40-yard punt, 7 though on the return. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10.
Okay, ready?
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up first and 10 in the 4th quarter. Tackle made that time by Dalvin Tomlinson.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Lewis Seen able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, first and 10.
At their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Ready?
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Here's Chandler. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. 75 yards on the ground for him so far.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
They run it with Chandler, and he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature in the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. And he's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he is going to pick up the Vikings' 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. On 1st and 10, it's Algier. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9, and it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now a give right side. It's Chandler. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run. So now a little soul searching on 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. They'll run for it with Robinson. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it, they got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
On 2nd down now, it's Chandler, and he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
And he's going to be stopped well short of what he needed as the tackle is made at the 18-yard line. What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for Green Bay, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the rough season continues as they plunge to 1-13.